Welcome to the video lecture on financial instruments and markets. In this chapter 5, we are going to discuss about international credit practices which has been followed by various countries. The topics covered in this chapter are international credit practices followed in various countries like Japan, Korea and Hong Kong, China, Gulf bloc or Middle East, Indian subcontinent, Europe, Australia and New Zealand, American and Canadian bloc. International credit practices. It is important to understand international credit culture which has a bearing on borrowing and lending behaviors of international bodies. The first country is Japan. The main motto of Japan is investment and not saving. Japanese believe in no saving but more investment. Japan has high prosperity to speculate, that is, investing. They invest in business. The country is entrepreneurial in nature. Here business is not trading but more of manufacturing, and they are leading international suppliers of consumer electronics and cars. Difference between trading and enterprising. Trading is buying and selling but has no value addition, but enterprising has value addition. It is Japan's necessity because they don't have resources, like they have poor climate, no natural products and resources, but has brainy people. It is an economic necessity for survival. Example, they import semiconductors, make integrated circuits and export. Thus, their investments keep on multiplying. Korea. It has similar culture to Japan. In 2005, biggest FDI came from them to India. Rate of interest is low. However, they are not as enterprising or as speculative as Japan. Their interest rate is slightly higher than Japan, and their saving habits are slightly better than that of Japanese. South Korean culture is having more American influence in the recent past. However, Oriental nature is still obtaining in the nation's credit behavior. When Korea is mentioned, it is South Korea and not North Korea, as their role in international credit is very less. Hong Kong. Hong Kong was on 100 years lease with England and now belongs to China. But the long association with Britain made Hong Kong imbibe the European credit culture and British banking essentials. Still, Chinese influence cannot be fully ruled out. It is basically a free trade hub and a large trading port, and more of trading culture in international currencies widely seen in this island. China. China has distinct or unique credit practice. For several hundred years, principal of the loan was repayable at the tenure end, and only interest was insisted upon to be paid at regular intervals. Its distinct feature is, as long as one repays interest regularly, the principal is paid at one stroke when it is convenient for borrower and lender. This credit behavior resulted in a peculiar situation when uniform banking norms of capital adequacy and income recognition was introduced globally. Chinese banks continued to show lot of NPAs, that is non-performing assets, as they continue to receive only interest and not principals or installments. The country had lot of NPA or bad debts, as they did not consider non-payment of principal as a default at all. Gulf bloc or Middle East. They are traders and not entrepreneurs. Islamic banking prohibits charging of interest. They don't charge interest. Their instruments are participation deeds in pre-assessed profits by sharing the outcome, which could be fixed as discounts in advance. There are influences of European banking too at certain areas. However, the culture is oriented to trading and not enterprising. The interest rates or discount factors are in between USA and Europe prevalent rates. Indian subcontinent. India had adopted uniform banking practice as akin to working capital assessment, project financing, project planning with cash flows providing for the repayment of periodic interest and principal installments, etc. British credit culture of working capital credit assessment by current assets minus current liabilities, repayment of term loan and interest were faithfully continued in Free India too. However, different communities continue to have their hereditarily imbibed credit behaviors. In fact, Indian banking traces its origin to community banking. India has highest propensity to save in the world, though the country is relatively poor and hence interest rates are always high, as otherwise people would lose faith in the monetary system. The implication: the average individual saves, corporate invest, and the banks lend with attractive rates of interest for saving due to high propensity to save and low propensity to speculate. Europe. The banking practice is more or less similar to retained working capital, current assets minus current liabilities, term loan, assessment, etc. The prevalent interest does not exceed 5 to 6% interest. The merchant bankers in Europe float instruments of a particular company and one can subscribe to it. Most of the merchant bankers are mid-sized non-banking financial companies and they manage flotation of debt instruments. Depositor gets high rate of interest and borrower has direct access to market funds, exposing the investors to risk. Mid-sized NBFCs act as middlemen and get commission and management fees rather than income from direct lending, thereby reducing their own risk. Australia and New Zealand. England used to send their prisoners earlier to Australia. It was proverbially felt that their behavior would be rough in the olden days. But gone are those days, and these two countries with abundant natural resources command lot of wealth and have made significant progress in the international financial arena. American and Canadian bloc. Community banking is dominant in USA, as many as 1,200 community banks are functioning in USA. The major US-based international banks functioning outside are not functioning so well networked within the country. There is no concept of working capital assessment and financing in the form of overdrafts and cash credits or goods loan. Any short-term loan is based on collaterals. American financial management texts do not deal with working capital assessment and financing. American venture capital financing companies do not insist on owners' equity as in India, and viable ideas are financed by taking share of equity, and thus it becomes idea financing. American banks make more or less break-even or loss in actual banking but compensate by ample profits in exchange trading internationally. The rest of the globe either have European or American credit and banking practices depending on their previous connections. Needless to point out that many African countries have unorganized credit behaviors by poor banking and or inflationary management in their respective countries. These are the internationally followed credit practices. Thank you.